Random thoughts. In this video, I'm going to read part of Douglas Jardine's book, The Mad Mullah of Somaliland. And in this part, he tells us that Mohammed Abdille Hassan never used to touch the letters sent to him. And of course, for a good reason, you can guess. Now, Douglas Jardine was a high ranking British colonial administrator and he served in Somaliland between 1916 and 1921. This book covers the Dervish Wars that happened between 1899 and early 1920s, and these are wars that were fought between Mohammed Abdille Hassan and the British, of course, and to some extent the Italians and the Abyssinians. Now, there are so many letters that Douglas Jardine shares in this book that were written by Mohammed Abdille Hassan and others that were written, of course, by the British. And it seems like there was a lot of correspondence between Mohammed Abdille Hassan and the British and the Italians and the Abyssinians, not so much the Abyssinians, but especially between him and the British. And now, Douglas Jardine, I don't know where he got this info from. He does write a note, and it's a note where he tells us that that Mohammed Abdille Hassan usually did not touch the letters that were sent to him. And this is what he says. Let's look at the note. The note, he says, the mullah always refused to open our letters personally, as he suspected they might contain some powder or other substance which would kill or blind him. An Arabic clerk will therefore open all such communications and convey their meaning to the mullah. How far the content when of a disagreeable nature or accurately conveyed, it will not be difficult to surmise. So he's saying he never touched the letters. The letters, when received, will be received by a clerk who will open the letters, read them, and tell the mullah what was in the letters. But then he makes some sort of accusation that maybe the clerk will not convey the letters exactly the way they were, which is, I don't think that holds water, because Mohammed Abdille Hassan did speak Arabic, I think, unless I'm wrong, and didn't know how to read and write. So him telling him read the letter, of course the letter will be read, and maybe after that he will touch the letter later on, because if the clerk touched the letter and nothing happened to him 2 3 4 days, of course the letters were filed and he will look at them later on. So if the clerk could mislead him, of course he will find out that the clerk misled him. So he did not touch the letters, at least initially, and of course for a good reason. He feared that the British were could poison him through the letters, which is a legit, genuine concern, because this does actually happen, that people are sent letters that then end up poisoning them. And I was reading this part, and I remember I did a story about this medicine man in central Kenya by the name Wainga, who a very popular song was created, propaganda against him. The British did a huge propaganda against him, and very many people avoid that video, and they're like, you know what, I've heard of the song, but I didn't know it was an attack on an African medicine man who the British did not like, and they called him the devil. And but other people brought up stories that, because Wainga, what made him to become very popular is because he was trying to treat people of an ailment that had never been on the land before. And he was struggling because this was completely a new ailment. He knew of the old ailments. Now the British have come, there's this new disease that is spreading around. And some people told me there are actual stories that this disease was actually brought by the British, and they will apply some border or something on clothes, them some shukas we call them, and give them out to the Africans. And when you put them on, then you got this skin disease. Now, when you went to Wainga had no remedy for it, but the British had a remedy for it, and you go, they'll treat you and become well. And so people came to believe that Wainga had no powers, did not know what he was doing. But more than that, they branded him to be the devil, and actually the name Wainga came to represent the devil. Now, so coming back to Mohammed Abdille Hassan was justified in being afraid of these letters, because the British so badly wanted to eliminate him. And I'll see how maybe they even considered it. I would not be surprised that they ever considered sending him a letter that they had laced with something that will knock him out. I will not be surprised if they considered it. Those are my random thoughts.